always talk about her and what their dogs, do for patients. What they even do for students. Look at their faces. I mean, it's obvious that they have an impact on everybody. So I gave all the information. I gave all the information to Dr. Brock and the research that I did of the importance, even in universities and colleges, they make a big difference with the students. Lower stress levels, anxiety for tests, and things like that. They have a lot of programs going on in these big colleges. Harvard, they have their own therapy dog program. So, but anyway, Dr. Brock took it. She took it to heart. She is a and so she took it to Dr. Kyle, Miss Hamilton, and they agreed to let her come. So we're here, we're here for education. This is the attire that we wear. I have to wear her credentials. She has to wear her bandana. Unless it's a holiday, we're dressing up. But she loves to dress up. Her name is Maya. She's Maya. She's 2 years old. She's a registered Rottweiler. She is a beautiful person. I'm here to tell you. But I know. Did you see the video? Wasn't it awesome? I mean, they are, and that's what's so special about them. They don't care who you are, what you look like, how much money you have. It doesn't matter. They're going to love you no matter what. And the feedback I've gotten has been awesome. So anyway, it's all about her. I'm just a handful. But she does have her Star Puppy certificate. She's been through obedience. We've done a couple of rally classes. We're in sub-novice obedience for the second time because it never hurts to have them behave. That's what everybody says. For her to be so young, she is extra specially, well behaved. But she knows that her picture is been taken. She's posing for a picture. Baby girl. She would drink water. She was nervous. I know she knew something was up. When she gets a bath and she's all spooked up, when she gets loaded up, she knows something's going on. But they visit at assisted living facilities. They visit of course, nursing homes. We go to Parkway. For Parkway, they have hospice patients, and that's where she made a really, really big impact. Because they're at the end of life. And so there was one resident that was just lifeless, and we walked her in there and wasn't sure we'd get a response or anything like that, but Callie actually had to move the fall mat. She wasn't, we trained them around the equipment. The fall mat wasn't one of them. So she stepped on the fall mat and it was soft, so she was going like, what is that? So she wouldn't walk on it. So we moved the fall mat. She got right up, to the resident, laid her head on the bed, and the resident came to life. I mean, actually, yeah. Stroked her several times, wanted to know what her name was, called her by name. It was just heartwarming. Well, by the time we left, we were both in tears. Just because of the impact that they make on them. And because of her breed, that's why I think she's really super special, is because this breed is used for therapy, but these are working dogs, so most of them are working out in rescue, and in recovery. Because their noses, they have such a strong, nose on them, and they did, 9/11, they recovered a lot of the corpses and things like that. As far as like therapy, there's in the registries, I don't see a whole lot of them in the registry for therapy. There's all kind of dogs. They accept all kind of dogs. TDI, she's certified for TDI. She also has her CGC. She's got several little titles behind her young name, and we're working towards about 3, this year. But I was going to show y'all. Are you going to take my picture? I can't. course, her backpack belongs to her, and I have all her stuff in it.
So she knows when she's going to work when that's out, right?
I'm sorry?
She knows when she's going to work when that's out.
Yes. I think you're absolutely right. But there's usually an agreement, between the facility that I go to and TDI that governs kind of, and so I get credit for my therapy visits when I go, because we're working towards a title as far as like going and visiting and things like that. But these are the rules that I have to follow for TDI. And they're pretty strict. So if you touch her, you're going to have to alcohol your hands, because they're all about the dog, and she's very, to me, she's valuable. So normally I don't take her around people that are sick, even though nursing homes and they are ill. I'll usually wipe her down afterwards and things like that. But if the students that were going to rehab, where y'all got exposed to the therapy dogs there. Okay. Well, she's usually their Saturday dog. We'll go on Saturdays. And you see how Janet sets everybody up. She puts towels on her lap. She makes them alcohol her hands. I mean, she follows the rules, strictly. Sometimes we get a little lenient because there's time constraints. And then there's someone that's supposed to be with me most of the time. And you're supposed to have your attention on the dog all the time. Because if I'm leaning over doing something else and she's behind me, something could happen and I would miss it. So you have to have your focus on your dog at all times. And usually she's right here. But let's see, I was going to nursing homes, even shelters, like homeless shelters. They are, they're really, they really do a lot of work in homeless shelters. I have read so much, and there's so many programs out there. We've been to Parkway. We go to rehab. We were invited to that brain injury recovery seminar, so we went to that. We're going to the Literacy Council at Clinton. I just have to rest. We were invited to Black History Month, so she was part of that. She's part of the Tail Wagging Tutors program, where we go to the library and children read. They read the therapy dogs, and what it does is it allows the children to focus, focus on their reading with a dog listen that has no discrimination. They're not going to stop you because you're not reading right or you didn't pronounce that right, or there's no discrimination there. So they just lay and listen to you read. And the reading skills go way up for these children. So usually Thursday afternoons after school. I mean, we're Saturday, so we do that on Saturday. But it is. I didn't know how she would do, but this is what she does. And they read to her, and she's just so content. Of course, the parents and everybody wants to come up and touch her, and the testing for TDI is pretty strenuous. They have to be able to adapt to any type of situation, any noises, equipment, they just, and other dogs, other animals. Yes, ma'am. They have to, they have to be on like a sit stay for a while. The instructor tells you what to do, and you can't release until they say. If they get up, they're automatically eliminated. If they eliminate themselves, they're automatically eliminated. There's a strict criteria. If the handler has some personality issues, they won't test your dog. You have to meet all the criteria. Are you this collar? She doesn't agree with her. What else? Airports. They're starting to bring them in airports. Have y'all heard that? Therapy dogs in airports to help relieve the anxiety of flying. I'm going through, it's called Missions of Mercy. I've got a cheat sheet on mine. Missions of Mercy that we're going to be going to in a couple of Saturdays. It's free dental service, but the therapy dog is going to be there to help with the anxiety of going to the dentist. You know how that is. So, they're just everywhere. They can be in any facility at any time as long as it's okay. And usually usually I don't meet much resistance. I mean, they're so curious, you know, they want me there. Do y'all have any questions for me?
How long is the process usually certified?
Well, it starts from, because the literature says that every dogs are not trained, they're born. She was born with this temperament. You cannot make them have this temperament. Okay, so they're temperament tested. They do have to go through certain classes, obedience for sure. They were requiring, you know, the CGC, which she had, which is Canine Good Citizen. They were requiring that for, you know, for the TDI certification, which just lets you know that they act well out in public. But it doesn't take long as long as but see, I started when she was like 6 months old, working with her. I saw something special in her, and so I just kept going with her. And as long as she kept passing and kept going through and kept excelling, you know, I just kept working with her. You know, so I think you just probably have to recognize that there's something special, you know, about your pet.
Did you train her yourself?
I'm a handler, so I'm the only one she's ever worked with.
And see, my puppy is 2 months, and he's smart. He's a, he's a husky, and he's starting to put his paw in my hand. But I don't know, I just can't potty train him.
See, when he gets like towards 6 months, you know, 6 months starting, you know, working in class or something like that, see how he does with other dogs. They're pretty hyper, and I've been in class with them, and sometimes they're aggressive. Yeah. So you have to think, if your dog's ever bit somebody, they'll never be a therapy dog. If they've ever growled or, you know, shown any aggression, you can forget it. They're not going to be allowed. And the handler, you know, the handler that, or the TDI evaluator, they will let you know. And I was very fortunate. We were doing a rotation at Parkway, and Callie, the activities director, was telling me, we were talking about, you know, our dogs, because she was working with her dog, and I was working with Maya. I told her, you know, she'd been through the CGC. I said, I'm looking for somebody that certifies, you know, a therapy dog. I'm interested in that because I think she'd be good at it. Well, she put me in touch with some other lady that she knew, that knew who to put me in touch with, and she did. I mean, I can't remember the lady's name, but Pamela Conway is the TDI evaluator, and that's who she put me in touch with. She told me to come on. You know, they were in like the 2nd or 3rd class, and since she was CGC certified, she told me to bring her on. Didn't have any problems at all. And you know, she's been working. We've only been doing this since August. I mean, she was 1.5 years old. That's really young, and you know, because a lot of the dogs that you see on the wall of their rehab, you know, they're older. Like Sam, he's 8, and even Suzanne, that's his handler, will admit that Sam is not as good there as he is at, you know, tail wagging tutors, where the kids read to him. I haven't come into contact with anything that she's not adaptable to. I mean, she's just as good, you know, with adults as she is with children, as she is, you know, with sick people, as she is with students. I mean, I've taken her to elementary school at, you know, my local town, and, you know, they just love her. And of course, if I come in there, because my granddaughter goes there, if I come in and I'm without her, they're going like, where's Maya? I'm like, not how are you doing, but where's Maya? So you have to have common sense about, you know, expectations. My expectations was my first Rottweiler. He's a male, and he's the big masculine one, and he just did not have the temperament. Now he almost passed the CGC. You know, he got through everything, but he couldn't stand doing them. They have to go through a separation stage where someone else handles them and takes them out of your sight. He couldn't handle it, and so that failed him. You know, he did everything else okay, but that failed him. But since then, you know, he's gotten a little, you know, he's gotten a little aggressive. So I couldn't do it with him. So I was just fortunate that she came along when she did. So we've been together for a while, having a little girl. Okay. You want to walk around? Yeah. She doesn't eat cupcakes. That's why her so slim. She's slimming up this She's like 75 pounds of muscle.
There's some tricks, or there's some stuff.
You know, that's the misconception that therapy dogs are trick dogs. But she does have a novice trick title. A lot of her tricks can't be done in here.
You know, just the normal stuff.
Yeah, she can do that. She can do all that. Yeah, she can do like 25, because she's got her novice. We're working towards the intermediate, so she can do like 25. A lot of them are done, you know, at the club. You know, she's on a teeter-totter,
Yeah.
you know, she can balance and do a lot of things. Yeah, they put them on, we put them on like a downstage, it's things like 4 minutes. It's like time for dogs, you know, in line with other dogs. Yeah, but those dogs get up, you know. The test is the dog is not supposed to get up. Right. Thank you, Shay. And these dogs they don't bark a lot. They're really non-verbal, you know. Someone said, teach her to speak. I really don't want to teach her to speak. I don't want to barking, because, you know, these dogs are loud. And so I really don't want to barking. I said, she doesn't. She's in my backyard, you know, she'll bark. She's a regular dog at home. Yeah, she's a regular dog at home. But she knows she's out and working. If you want to touch her, you know, just touch her, touch her. I think I've got a lot of dogs right now, but,
How old is she again? How old is she?
she's 2 years old.
Two,
Yeah,
okay.
she's 2 years old. And like I said, we started when she was a year and a half, so this is something I do in my spare time. It is a volunteer, you know, free service, and it's a very, very needed, a very accepted and beneficial program. I'm trying to think, let me get my cheat sheet out, because so maybe, you know, feedback from you guys, if you think it's a positive, you know, a positive experience for you, you know, you might put that on evaluation or something. But talking about like the final visit, they're actually accepted at funeral homes. Because if the therapy dog has been visiting someone that passes away, the family misses the dog. It's a dog connected with, you know, with the dog. And so they're asked to come to funeral homes to help with the grieving process. Yes, ma'am.
Have you ever thought about going to the VA or something like that?
The VA accepts therapy dogs, St. Vincent accepts therapy dogs, Children's accepts therapy dogs, VMS accepts therapy dogs. Baptist is kind of behind the times. And so this is a big milestone for a Baptist institution. Now rehab, Janet worked, you know, she worked really hard to get those dogs in there. She did it for the patients. And she is so complimentary. She calls this our ministry, and I really do think it is, you know, a ministry. I think, you know, God put animals on earth, same as people, you know, to have a purpose. And, you know, some of them have a very special purpose.
It wouldn't be any different than having a CNI dog, because I know I've seen those at Baptist before.
You know, service dogs are allowed anywhere because they are trained for people that have disabilities, specific disabilities, so when that person goes somewhere, the dog goes with them. Therapy dogs are for emotional support, and so it is different. But, you know, we do have strict rules and regulations, you know, if we go into a facility, they cover us, they're responsible, you know, they take responsibility for anything that might happen. But I know a friend of mine that's in the same class as Maya went into the Baptist institution and she was met at the front door by security. They weren't going to let her in, but people that knew that she was coming came on down and told them, say, you know, we have a doctor's order for this dog to come up and see this patient. And yes, you know, she's coming in. And so she did come through. Yes, ma'am. If there's a doctor's order for therapy, for a therapy dog to see a patient, you know, there's nothing that security can do. So I'm trying to get my foot in the door. I talked to somebody at extended care, and I feel like that might go through. Yeah. So, I mean, there's no reason. I don't understand. You know, sometimes it's just lack of education, you know, of what's going on. Yeah.
Okay, so I kind of have a question, if I can word this right. So, like, my dog, not going to like training or anything, like, if I'm upset, like, he kind of gets upset or like can sense that I'm upset. So is she trained to like, does she know like you're upset, but she is trained to like block that feeling out of like not getting upset as well herself? Or is she trained to just like, because I know she's trained to comfort you, but like her own emotions, was she trained to just not let that affect her as much?
The thing about it is, like I said, therapy dogs are born.
Yeah.
When we went into Parkway, that was our first visit. I had never done it. Didn't know what to do. I didn't know what the expectations were or anything. And she knew exactly what to do. I was just holding the leash. You know, she went and comforted those patients. She put her head, you know, on one residence, you know, and she had to work her way in. It was a small area from her to the resident, and she worked her way to the resident to get close enough where they could pet her, because they were in a lot of pain. They were moaning and they were in a lot of pain. And then they started moaning out her mane, you know, and she actually did not want to leave. She wanted to, because she sensed that there was a need at a lot of pain. And so they're not trained to, you know, to control their emotions. I don't know how you would do that.
Oh.
It's just instinct.
Yeah.
It's just a lot of instinct. If I were to start crying, she'd come over and try to console me. Yeah. So, yeah. They sense, you know, something is wrong.
Yeah.
But they you know, lower the pain levels, they lower anxiety, they lower blood pressure, you know, stress. They're pretty much good for a lot of, you know, health issues as well. You know, people really want That's a good question. That's a really good question. I have taken her on a couple of home visits. They can go in, you know, in the home, you know, if there's a doctor's order. And because of the, you know, when they hear that the dog is, you know, CDI certified, they have no problems. You know, but my dad, being sick and elderly, he just saw the breed. You know, he just saw her as a Rottweiler. And so he knows that they have a bad reputation. And now, if you'll look them up, if you'll look up, you know, information on them, they're the fourth meanest dog in the United States.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah. I was shocked. I was shocked. They have a really bad reputation, and it's reported. I mean, it's researched, you know, so I was just, so that's why they get that, you know, people kind of get that mindset, you know, that they're all mean. So when my dad first saw her, I started bringing her around, you know, when he first saw her, he didn't want anything to do. He didn't want anything to do with her. And now, when I go visit him, if I don't have her, he's going like, where's Maya? You know, because he's petted her, you know, he knows that she's gentle. You know, when I'm there with her, she's so well behaved. He's just like, I mean, he's held her, the leash and stuff, so I go get something, and, you know, so he's come around quite a bit. So that's the impact she's made on somebody that didn't want anything to do with the breed. So. I'm gonna just walk her around. This floor is hard to stand on, but one of the mini tests is the healing pattern. They have to be able to, to walk, by your side, and to not lunge or, even, meeting a stranger, like meeting strangers and things like that. They give you a test of she's supposed to sit by my side and not approach anybody unless I allow her to. Same way with, strange dogs. How many times have you seen another dog lunge at another dog while you're out? She just doesn't have that instinct, and it really is, because the first time I took her to the elementary school, there were two dogs, and this is a big campus. It's two dogs way outside the fence, okay? We were outside because I was doing my little, I was telling them about, therapy dogs and all that stuff, and the kids were outside, so we were under a little awning thing. And I saw them back there, and the teacher said, oh, you don't have to worry about it, they can't get through the fence. The next thing I knew, they were coming across the campus. Okay, there was another fenced-in area before you get to us. They came through that fence too. They were after her. And so the children were screaming and hollering because they were on campus. And all I did was take her and get on a piece of, because you couldn't get back in the building. This is an elementary school. It's locked. It's a lockdown. So you couldn't get back in. The teacher had the key. So I took her up on a piece of playground equipment. You know where she was? She stood behind me. Those two dogs were trying to get to her, and she stood behind me. And she could have probably tore them both apart. But one of them, the hair was on his back like that. The teacher finally, corralled him up and got him off the campus. But when we got back to the classroom, she said, Maya was better behaved than y'all. And she was right. She stood right behind me, and she did not move. And that's where she was supposed to be, So that gives you an example of the behavior that this dog has. And we were in Bass Pro 2 weeks ago when they had the little dog days thing. It was specifically for dogs. You got prizes, and everybody brought the dog. You got microchip, for $10 and things like that. So I took her in there because we go there a lot. And she passes. I'm pushing my buggy. She's walking, and not paying anybody any attention. Well, I ran into a friend that had a Rottweiler puppy. She just got him. She was scared to death of him. It was a puppy. But he kept trying to bite her, and he eventually did bite her. She walked beside him, and he bit her on the rump. But she didn't want anything to do with him. She just doesn't have the instinct to, just go, aggressively. She's not going to do it. Oh my goodness, they're big buddies. Yeah, they're big buddies. They play rough, and there's no way I'll get in between them, because she can hold her own. But in fact, she busted under his eye the other day. They played real rough. They bumped heads or something, and she busted him under the eye. But she's put him on the ground a few times. He's big, he's strong. Like I said, she's all muscle. They're both athletic. They're both very athletic, and they're fast. Rottweilers are, fat and heavy, and they can't move. These dogs can fly. They really can. She almost caught a cat this morning. It was in my backyard, and she saw it, and she went. She will react to something like that, but squirrels, birds flying, she just kind of looks like, what is that? So I'll see how she does on this floor as far as like.
How does she around cats?
Well, we had that cat for 22 years,
Oh, okay.
and I got her just a couple years ago. She adapted to it. She was fine. She mothered it because it, especially the last few months, she would just kind of mother it, and she was very good with it. If they're outside, they don't belong to us. It's a different story. Maybe she was just playing chase. I don't know. I can't see her hurting much or nothing. They're supposed to be back here, they're supposed to be up here when you walk. They're supposed to turn when you turn.
So Chihuahua. Well, it's number 2. I mean, they're out there. Number 1 is Chihuahua. Number 2 is Dachshund.
They got a nose in the thing.
The boy and the girl, they think they're like the same room.
Oddly enough, I got my mail first, so he's inside, and he has a kennel outside. We goes and runs and plays, and I play with him, and he's an awesome ball player. Sorry. If I could bring him in here and y'all not touch him, it'd be great, it'd be fine. Just, you can't touch him. But he's an awesome dog. I mean, very obedient. He focuses more on me than she does. He'll bring the ball, lay down, and he'll throw it back to me. We play really good together. But he has a kennel outside, but mostly, he has a crate inside, and he pretty much is inside. Where she is kind of both. Because if, she's outside, she's used to noises outside, different smells, environments, and so that helps her, be comfortable around different environments. Because she's in and out, and in and out. And I have a deck that's enclosed, so she's on that quite a bit. But for a dog that's never really been, of course, potty trained, she did it herself. That's how smart she is. She did it herself. I mean, if you take her out, she'll go. And I've never played with her. She just is really special. You want to go see what But if you're walking your dog and they're in front of you and they're pulling, they're supposed to be, at back or at least by your hip. That's what their nose is supposed to be. And that's a nice healing position. Is there anything else that y'all want to know or curious about?
And stuff, they were kind of around the house. I couldn't figure out what
I'm gonna walk around one more time.
He was beautiful dog.
Somebody back there needed some alcohol. If you want to do that, you can do that.
I'm pretty sure it was an animal.
Now, none of the guys have pet her. I'm really curious as to why. I know y'all